Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Yo, everybody, it's Yo Ride. So let's get to it. Bring the
What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. The Fight Club of Pain is open. How you doing today, Dan?
Oh, man, I am tired. And four trucks in 2 days, so I'm tired.
You're feeling it, man. You know, I would be tired if I didn't, for some reason, took today off because of what we were going to do yesterday. And I came home. I got myself an early nap. I did all my fight prep. I had watched all the videos again. It was just kind of like a easy day, but, you know, not everybody gets that. And we thank you for that, Dan.
Thank me for what?
Thank you for being a blue-collar American, brother. Ooh, yeah.
What we do. Oh, man.
So everybody what's up?
My beard's getting long.
I just actually trimmed mine today before I went live because, you know, I got those fantasy drafts. So I want to make sure when I walk in there and I draft my fantasy football teams.
You look good while you're doing it, while you're winning.
Exactly. And that's the whole point. You know, it's fun to win, but if you look better while you're winning, then it's always good to do that. Now we're not going to, you know, talk about any showboating MVP may have been doing last week. He was emoting on that dude, poor old Jared Cannonier. Man, that was funny though. I mean, those level punches, dude. Did you catch those?
I did. I just don't like. I think Cannonier won that fight. I think he won that fight.
I mean, at the end, it looked good, but I think he did it just too late. And I think it was the knockdowns. If he just didn't get knocked down like that and then get emoted on, I think he would have actually had a better chance of you know, winning or something like that. That's just my opinion. But
I think he won the second and third round. So
I'll give you the third. He definitely won the third. That's for sure. But I mean, I think the judges, we all know these judges. You get some judges, they like strikes. And then you get some judges that just want to see cage pushing. And we have some judges that just do other stuff. We'll probably be talking about a little bit of cage pushing today because there's going to be definitely some good matchups we're going to be going over. So again, everybody, welcome to the Fight Club of Pain. While you all come in, get ready to get some free bets, some parlays, some DFS lineups, just a few little fun things. Of course, the parlay of pain at the end is...
And some knowledge. Come learn about fighting. Come learn about fighting.
Oh, yeah, because that's going to be the whole center of our new little, like, highlight we're going to do. So we're going to highlight Fight of the Night, a fight, honestly, probably going forward, being the fight that we both think is going to be Fight of the Night. And Dan's going to be like a manager, and I'm going to be a manager. We're going to talk our fighters up. We're just going to do it for that. It's going to be a fun little twist to add to the show so that everything sounds the same. And I hope that all of you like it, man. Dan, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It took a while to actually get us to actually figure out because reading my texts are almost impossible.
I completely agree with you. And I get like 1,000 a day. So
some days I'm okay. Those are usually the days I'm probably picking things up with my hands or at a tournament.
I work with my hands every day, so it's hard for me to look at my phone constantly.
You know, that's the best part about life. You know, we all do our jobs during the daytime. We come home, you know, we eat, take naps, you know, say what's up to the family. You know, you already know they're in Zimbabwe here up in Erie, PA. They're running around looking at pierogies and all Polish types of things, man. So I know they're having fun.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. Well, they already knew that we were going to have to do the show today, so they kind of did that. But then they went shopping earlier, came back with some Dairy Queen, but they didn't bring me one of them cheeseburgers, Dan. I was like, bro, they didn't bring me a cheeseburger. I mean, they got fed. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
But Heat Override needs to eat, right? Dads need to eat.
Hey, I still haven't eaten yet.
Oh.
Not one bit. Not one bit.
Man. Dan, We gotta get you like on your watch, if you have a watch or something like that. We gotta get you some kind of reminder that says, "Dan, eat something," or something like
Man,
that.
I think I'm pretty good.
You're good. You're good.
I think I'm pretty good.
So everybody that's coming in, of course, I'm gonna say it again. Like, follow us at drroto.com, also at Bring the Pain. You can find me at Bring the Pain, as well as all these shows and any off spin podcasts. I'm talking about when I do video game podcasts, cover artists, musics, etc. That's all at Bring the Pain on Facebook. And then, of course, the rest of everything, the UFC rankings, the WWE rankings. And even this week, we went from being called the Turnbuckles of Pain to Through the Turnbuckles, man. Getting Dan just be loving these texts. He opens it up and he's like, "What is he talking about now?"
How many times do I say, "What did you say?" Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
or just send question marks. Like, what?
Yeah, you're like, dude, when you sent dude's face yesterday, that was practically it. It was like saying it right there. I was like, oh, look, here goes text. Because, reading my text is like understanding my words, but if I say it, you understand it. But when I text it, for some reason, it doesn't equate at all. And then you have to add autocorrect into the mix, too.
Well, I mean, sometimes when you text me, you'll drop names of people I don't know, and it's just first names. And I'll read the text, and I'll just be like, I have no idea who he's talking about at all.
Oh, dude, and so that's where it kind of was funny about the start of the Fight Club of Pain, because when I literally, and Dan was like, I love UFC. I'll come in and talk UFC with you. We'll talk fight theory, talk knockouts. Let's talk about it, because this event, people, starts in literally 7 hours. Yeah. So it's a big. This is gonna be a fun pay-per-view. So and we're not even gonna watch it. We're gonna watch everything. I'm gonna wake up to money. We're all gonna wake up to money, depending on where in the world you're at, because for some people, it's brunch. Some people, it's supper. Some people, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. Wow. I know you ain't watching it, huh?
I'm not watching one punch. Not one punch. I'm not going to lie to you. I will watch the highlights when I wake up.
Hey, and that's really it, because it does suck, because, like, this is your time. Like, I know after this, you're most likely to go out, have some beers. I got some beers in there. I sent you home with a tank beer.
I got one while we're talking.
Well, I have coffee right now. Coffee in my beautiful Bring the Pain mug. You can find those on TeePublic. Go look up Bring the Pain.
See, I'm pretty good at not showing the label, so it's just a bottle.
Well, I went with the label. I went with the background instead of doing the UFC thing, because I think people need to understand where all these shows come out from. They come from the Bring Pain tree, and that is supported by the Dr. Roto Network. So that's
absolutely.
Woo-wee. All right, I got a lot of the sharing done. That's kind of what I do. We don't have producers. We ain't got people in the back. This is just a straight up raw show that we want to get you all of the right bets and parlays, man. So let's get to it. Let's get to the first thing. I mean, of course, I do want to mention I have some big interviews coming up. One with an author of a book that just came out. I met him a long time ago at the Fantasy Football Expo. We will talk about that. It's going to be a huge interview. And I'm talking to a UFC fighter right now, one of my favorite fighters. I'm not going to say it. There was a hint, though. I'm really trying to get this together. I know, Dan, that when I told you that, and you were excited for me, man. Because that's where it starts from.
I better be invited on this one, because I wasn't invited to the last one.
Okay, all right. Yeah, well, Angelo and the We Wants Pick team, we have to just raid them. We need to just raid them. We need to just call them up and get on there and just let us on and just raid out of their show.
But I don't even know who they are.
This guy, poor me. Poor Dan. I keep Dan just like, wow, Rob's like over here again. And then we go. So what we talk like, so when we first started the Fight Club of Pain, one of the first fighters I brought up, and what Dan was talking about text, like, who are you talking about? One of them was like Juicebox Walker. And so that was like the beginning of kind of where we started. So it's just been great to get to it. But I know everybody's here for bets. I know everybody's here for the parlays. I know everybody's here for the fight theory. So Dan, our first fight of the day to start off the Fight Club in UFC Shanghai will be Sergey Pavlovich versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. Dan, talk about it.
All right, I'm going to go with the number 6th ranked Waldo Cortez Acosta right now. He's on a 5-fight winning streak. He's a very fluid boxer for a heavyweight, and he has good takedown defense. His head movement and cage control are on his side in this fight. He'll look to counter the straight shots from Pavlovich with his good lateral movement and his awkward angle jabs. He wants to keep the fight at a safe distance. Pavlovich, he's known as a one-round fighter who usually knock out everyone he faces, but the last 2 fights went to decision. He loves to blitz and just rush opponents. He looks for grappling and clinch sequences to overwhelm the other fighter, but he does use his reach advantage, which is in most fights, and he has to use it in this fight.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because I love we're just going to call him Waldo. There's no reason to be saying 15 names. I love Waldo. But Pavlovich is a problem when he comes up the middle. I mean, anybody that knocks out Derek Lewis, even though it was shady, it was okay. But he's knocked out other people too, Blades. And he just goes right through him. He knocks him right in the middle. He uses that blitz. That is exactly what I'm talking about. And that's what worries me about Waldo, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. The guy's a stud, man.
It's hard. And he's bigger. He's a little bigger too, and it's like, he's just gonna get inside. For me, what I want to see Waldo do is Waldo's gonna have to be athletic, and Waldo has had some pretty good fights. The last few fights, he's been able to overpower his opponents, dominate them. Another opponent that is actually on this card, you're on, and so when he dominated him, he used the power. He was able to walk through the strikes and use that athletic ability. I think that he can't go down the pipe with Sergey. There's no way. Am I wrong?
That's what I just said. He has to counter those straight shots with his lateral movement. He has to move laterally and throw. And he cannot stand in front of Pavlovich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. And another thing about Sergey too is that he does this kind of like awkward, not uppercut kind of move where he pops in, and if you keep your guard like this, it comes under so many people. He has scored. You know what I'm talking about? It's his initial bit.
Yeah, it's his lead uppercut. That's what he comes with. He comes with a lead uppercut, which is rare. It's very rare.
It is. They were actually teaching us that a few weeks ago at TKO area, because we fight and stuff like that. And they were teaching it. It was very unnatural. Even though as a blitzer in point fighting, I can blitz, but usually I'm coming over with my lead hand. But like when I did it, I was able to do the uppercut, but it felt so different lunging like that. It's not easy, people. Really try it. Can you do something like that? Because I know that I couldn't at first.
See, I'm a southpaw boxer, so everything I do is backwards to you.
That's not gonna.
So I fight southpaw. So everything is backwards to you. So I lead with my right hand.
Of course. So that would be a problem with leading with the uppercut left.
Yeah, but I also fight in the Philly shell, so I keep my lead hand down.
Okay, okay.
So I could lead with an uppercut if I wanted to.
Yeah, but for me, I'm not going to be able to do that because of the Philly shell. It's funny you bring that up. So the other day I was fighting one of the boxers and they pulled the Philly shell on me, bro. I tried the Philly shell and I could not do it. I tried it for like 3 seconds. I took a punch to the face. And I was like, oh, nope. Okay.
You got to block it. You got to block everything up here and with your shoulder, man.
I couldn't. It was just completely different for me. And I like started doing it. And then I think he definitely was laughing at me. It's just the world of karate to the world of boxing. It's such a difference in the movement, the head movement. I mean, even though you got to move your head in karate, it's different. It would be more laterally, whereas like boxing, you're more straight on, looking down the pipe. And I'm gonna
not really, man.
okay.
Footwork is a big thing in boxing.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Go on.
No, that's all I was going to say.
You got it. All right. So before we get to our picks for this fight, let's ring it out. Knockout for both fighters is a negative 175. That means somebody's going down. The distance is a no is a negative 210. So over on the Waldo side of things, Waldo Cortez Acosta, come on, guy. My heart is with you, bro. But I just know that you're going to be stepping in. I know your fight style is going to play right into Sergi. So, but I do like his knockout and sub at plus 430. I don't know why they have it so low for a knockout and sub for that. If you do like the Waldo side and you don't think this is going to go to the distance, the decision no bet is going to be the best bet for you. It is a plus 250. So it means even if Waldo goes and wins the decision or it goes to decision, you will get your money back. But if Waldo wins by a finish or a knockout, submission, whatever it is, you get that plus 250. But I did throw it together. Distance and money line with Waldo is a plus 442 parlay. Now, flipping over to the decision no bet on Sergi's side is a negative 350. He is the favorite in this match. Significant strikes is a negative 110 on the Sergi side. I think Sergi outstrikes Waldo, even if Waldo wins. I think Sergi's going to be more active down the middle. And then I'm going to throw in his knockout in the first and second round for Sergi is a plus 140. And then his knockout in points is a negative 250. Dan, do you agree about the significant strikes? Do you think that Sergi can outstrike Waldo?
I do, but I think it's only going to stay on the feet for the first round and a half.
Okay.
I think Pavlovich clinches and takes this to the ground.
Okay, so you see, that was my thing. Are we going to see this hit the ground? Are we going to see maybe go on?
I think he clinches, and Waldo's too fast for Pavlovich, and I think he realizes that, and I think he clinches and he takes it to the ground, and where Waldo's not that good.
Yeah. I mean, I do like Waldo's ground and pound. I will go with that, but yeah, I'm not gonna say Waldo on the ground. It sucks because you're looking at the 3 and you're looking at the 6, and this is a fight that if like Waldo could win, this could catapult him to maybe a title shot if he could get one more solid win. But what we were talking about in our text, if Pavlovich wins this match, being the third-ranked fighter,
he's next.
He's next.
He's next.
Even if it's Aspinall for a rematch.
Yeah, he's next.
It's the way it's got to be.
There's nobody else in the heavyweight division. That heavyweight division is lacking on talent.
I agree. And if he wins this, it shows that thing. Now, if Waldo wins this, I don't think he gets a shot, right? Or do you give Waldo the shot because there's nobody up there?
No, I think he has to win one more because he's number 6. He hasn't. This isn't the first big name.
Okay. That
he's really faced. So.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. So let's say let's say Aspinall beats Gagne. Gagne goes Waldo Gagne. Waldo wins, and of course Waldo would have to win. He would have to beat Sergi tonight. So he wins. He beats Sergi. Moves up. Gagne loses. Gagne. Waldo Cortez Acosta. Waldo wins that fight. Maybe not. And then I see him getting the title. But outside of that, Sergi winning. It's a title shot, bro. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Who do you got winning?
I got Pavlovich by decision.
All right. Pavlovich by decision. Well, since you're going to throw up the decision right there, and that we're going to throw up the money line and distance, since I already had the distance on the Waldo side of things. Where did this is why they be hiding things on me. All right, so we got that right there. We got the money line. What's that, Dan?
I burped. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
He didn't mean that, people. It's what happens in life. And then round props. I mean, so right there, I'm gonna say it's not. You know, one thing about these sites is that when you need something and you put something right there, and you can't get to it, it won't let you get to it. We'll get back to it. Let's move along to what is going to be out of order because we're going to be covering the fight of the night, and the fight of the night is not the main event on this, but I'll give it a little main event of feel to it. While I light that up, let's get to it. This is the main event in UFC Shanghai. In this corner, we have Johnny Walker, who's about to get his butt whooped. In the other corner, we have the assassin. I'm calling him the assassin. Zhang Ming Yang. Dan, talk about it.
All right, I'm going to go with Johnny Walker first, man. He is a dynamic striker with an awkward style and a suspect chin. This dude gets knocked out by a nice, cool breeze. He's known for his flashy kicks and unpredictable offense. His ability to switch stances and angles make him a tough fight for anybody in the division if you don't touch his chin. He's fast-paced and fun to watch, and he'll want to rely on counter strikes to keep Zhang at bay.
I agree with that, man. Dude,
Zhang, he's dangerous and devastating. He has power in both hands, and he has the aggression to match it. He's known for starting fast and even finishing faster. He'll want to pressure Walker with his volume and aggression. Pressure and power is what Zhang brings to this fight. And I don't think Walker survives it.
I don't think he does either, man. And you know, but here's the thing. We actually have Johnny Walker to main event. He's perfect for this because he acts
terrible.
Like a clown.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
He acts like a clown sometimes. I need him to act like a clown, but this Zhang ain't no clown. Zhang ain't gonna give a crap about what's about to happen. He's gonna walk into him and he's gonna throw elbows until that man's head bleeds.
And he's gonna walk him down and hit him with that big right hand.
Exactly.
And Walker's gonna fall all funny and
he's gonna do 2 cartwheels, fall up against the cage, and then the ref's not gonna stop it, and then Zhang's gonna go over there and mount him, and we're gonna see a relentless beating. By the way, that parlay for Pavlovich money line and distance is a plus 258. Hit that. Back to it. Zhang, man. I can't enough with this guy. And I know Walker does have a pathway to success. I know Walker has fought some great people, but he's also got whooped by some great people, man.
He's got whooped by some bums, too. Let's not forget that. He's got whooped by bums.
Yeah, he really should have called up his brother Walter and should have figured out this heel hook because that's his only shot. And here's the thing. Even if that was his only shot, Zhang actually can submit people. Zhang can actually wrestle. He just ain't doing it because no one can make it out of the first round with this man.
Yep.
All right, let me just roll it. We'll go to the Walker side. This fight ain't lasting long, right? So knockout for the fight's a -500. Sub for the fight's a plus 700. That's worth a half a unit, people. That's worth a half a unit. I don't care. Don't judge me. I'm going to do it. But round 1 and 2 knockout for Johnny Walker is a plus 700. A round 1 knockout is a plus 1100. If you want any kind of that Walker style, that Walker life, that's all you're playing. But however, I am going in deep. Significant strikes on Zhang is a -320. Round 1 and 2 knockout, -200. I ain't stopping there. Knockout and sub, -360. Boom. Knockout straight up, -240. His takedowns, we talked about this. Zhang's takedowns +1. One takedown is a plus 450. I will be throwing a unit on that. Also, his round 1 knockout is a -110. So, of course, there's not a lot of money to make on the Zhang side. but you can easily parlay the first and second round knockout by Zhang, or you can do that with like the money line and everything like that. You could parlay that with Pavlovich knockout or Pavlovich distance. When you do that, you're going to be able to get that money back, and you're going to get a really nice return. As opposed to that, I've used the knockout prop in this fight. Also, the decision no bet, which, like I said, that isn't even really that good right now either. I've used that as well too. So that way it voids out, and you'll still win your parlay. If it doesn't happen, it's not going distance. So Dan, who you got winning?
I got Zhang winning by second round knockout, man.
Second round knockout. Woo-wee. I mean, we're just gonna put it right on the news with that one, bro. I can't even in it. So for the second round knockout for Zhang, it's going to be right there, a plus 480. I say jump on that. Jump on it, because you already got the first and second round knockout at negative 200. So you're going to easily take that plus 480, just throw a half unit on it. Then throw 2 units on that negative 200. You'll get your money back. You'll be able to work it that way. That's how you make it. So honestly, if for me, if I was making a parlay for this so far, and we'll have a third string to that parlay for this, we could do the knockout for both fighters in the Pavlovich and Waldo fight. And I would do the round 1-2 knockout parlayed with Zhang for this one. But I love it, Dan. I mean, we're agreeing a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, bro, give me 1 second. Someone's knocking at my door.
All right. Well, you know what? This will be a great time to plug a little bit of football. So Dan doesn't know this, but somebody actually hit me up and cannot draft their team next Thursday at 7 p.m. That's when the Fight Club of Pain is. So next week, I will be, while Dan and I are live, here he goes, I'm about to get told off. While Dan and I are live, I will be drafting this team for this one of the league individuals. I'm actually going to see him tomorrow. His name is Andy, and because he's going to give me a ride home, I couldn't say no. Also, he offered me a little bit of cash. He goes, hey, if you draft the team, I'll split the pot with you. I'm like, bro, don't split the pot with me. Become a member at Dr. Roto. Promote us. Talk to us. Tell us. Use code word doc. So, Dan, if you didn't hear that,
hey, So I apologize. The Amazon.
Amazon. So what I was talking about is next Thursday, I was asked to sit in for somebody that cannot do a fantasy football draft. So while we're doing our show, I will be randomly picking during this draft. It won't be hard because it's going to be a minute and a half for the picks, and then it's going to slow down. So we'll be it'll be a little fun experience, but it'll be a live walkthrough. We're not going to take away from the Fight Club of Pain. We're still going to talk the UFC, but he offered me half. I'm like, all right, because he paid the entry fee, so hey. I'll draft your team live next week on the Fight Club of Pain.
Do what you got to do, man. Yeah, do what you got to do.
Hey. Now, anybody wants me to draft their team, and this is a friend that I went to school with for a long time, a friend of my family, longest friend of all time, et cetera, et cetera. I will draft your team for you if you pay me $50. I'll sit in for you, and I will draft your team. And believe me, with my record at seasonal fantasy football, you will definitely get a winner. That's how we do it. I'm just saying that's my rate, my going rate. You want me to sit in? $50. Cash first. Yeah. All right. Let's get to it.
I heard there's a new cat in the building. Ooh, yeah, there's a new kind of thing to go for. There's a new highlight, something like that, right?
It's time. Are you ready? Are you ready for the fight of the night? Dan, present your fighter.
All right. This fight of the night, I got Brian T. City Ortega. It's not a great start for the weekend for him. Missing weight and passing out. It's not good for anybody. Anyway, He's known for catching guillotines out of nothing. He almost submitted Volk with one. The Max Holloway fight taught him a lot about himself. Hopefully the Lopez fight did also. He has 5 performance of the night bonuses. He has a proven track record for being a contender. He's coming off a one-sided loss to Diego Lopez, but he's going to want to cement himself as a real contender in this fight. He's one of the toughest guys at 145, and he has a stone jaw. He's never been knocked out. He prefers to keep fights standing, even though he's not a great stand-up fighter. He does have the stand-up edge in this fight, though, because Aljamain Sterling's not a great stand-up fighter. Both Ortega and Sterling can submit anyone from any position with their amazing BJJ skills. But I think Brian Ortega has the advantage in that because he'll grab your neck out of anywhere. This fight will stay standing and test both fighters.
Now let me represent my guy. It's none other than the Funk Master. Aljamain Sterling. He's gonna hit the deck. He's gonna come out, and his performance gonna be not silver, gold for the day. He's gonna make the pay. Fight of the night, knockout of the night, sub of the night. We're going for Aljamain. Ooh, Aljamain. Ooh, we're gonna get a win for Mr. Sterling. And we're gonna cast him silver bucks. We're talking about Mr. 24-5. In the last 8 fights, he's only lost to 2 of the best in this division. We're talking about Volev and Sean O'Malley. You're right. My client, my fighter has no way, no shape or form should be standing up. Even though he averages 4.41 significant strikes per minute. He has a 59 significant strike defense. He can stay on the ground and the feet. But if he's going to win, my client needs to take this to the ground. He needs to get down and do the DDP and get on the ground and do the crawl across the feet, pull him up, get that man down, Ortega. He's going to go to jump the Gilly, but that's where the power of Sterling kicks in. He flips him over to the back. He gets to behind him, and he starts to rip the neck. Yeah. Dan, talk about it.
Well, which one you want me to talk about?
Start talking about whatever we got. How would
about
you,
the fight?
How does Ortega win this fight? What you already broke it down as in what he needs to do, but how does he defeat the crawl across the leap? Because that's what he's going to do. That's what
Ortega needs to protect his legs right now.
Yep.
He has to watch for the fast shoot. Because Sterling's known for that quick single leg take you down. He has to watch for that quick single leg. Watch his takedown defense and shove that head down. He has to shove that head down between his legs.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that's if he doesn't do that and he gets that one leg, I think you get him. Now, again, people think that this fight's just going to be a whooping. Like, it's 5 rounds. You can get so many points for DFS by stacking both the main event and this fight, because this honestly could be fight of the night. There could be a lot of striking, there could be a lot of submissions, but it also could end fast too. Both these fighters have knockout and, well, I wouldn't say knockout on the Sterling side, but he can knock people out. But I mean, I've seen Ortega knock people out. And his knockout for the first, second, and third round is a plus 2,700 for Brian Ortega.
He's the first guy to ever knock out the Iron Chin Frankie Edgar. That's when Frankie Edgar had an iron chin. Frankie Edgar's, I mean, he's old and soft, and now he's going into bare knuckle boxing, which is crazy to me.
Dude,
that's crazy to me. But he's the first man to knock out Frankie Edgar. Ortega, and everybody forgets about his first few fights in the UFC. Everybody looks at his last 3.
Mm-hmm.
His last 3, he's fought number one contender, best boxer in the world, or best UFC fighter boxer in the world.
Yep.
That's who he's fought. The last 3 fights. Right now, he's fighting a guy that is the best at what he does in his old division. He's not fighting a guy in this division. He's fighting a guy coming up.
That's right. You know, and that's where put Sterling in this. And both fighters are blemished. Both fighters have lost. So that's what makes this fight unique. Because, so I said that first, second, third round knockout, Ortega, I'm definitely on that. But the knockout for the fight alone is plus 500. It's worth a unit. It's worth a half a unit. It's worth something. Because that is a possibility on the Ortega side. There's no reason not to be playing that, right? But the submission, because both fighters are deadly, the submission is a plus 240. Now, let's flip over to the Sterling side. We got Sterling sub for 1, 2, and 3 round is a plus 460. Knockout for 1, 2, and 3 is a plus 850. The knockout in sub for Sterling is a plus 190. Money line in distance is a negative 105. I mean, come on, give us better numbers than that.
Well, you got to figure my daughter has more power in her hands than Sterling.
Yeah.
He's never rocked anybody ever.
No.
When's the last time someone said, "Wow, Sterling hit that dude and it put his lights out"? It's never happened.
I haven't heard it. And so for that fact, that alone takes out some of that. So that's why the submission is good. And that is what is leading to that 2,700 for Brian Ortega, because that's a possibility. And people go, well, if were you going to play both sides? Yeah, we're going to play both sides, because with a plus 2,700, a quarter of a unit will make all the money and then some of what you may lose if Ortega wins. But with the 2,700, you might as well just throw a unit on it, because it's worth it. If, like I said, you scared? Throw $5 on it.
Yeah.
Throw $5 on it, because $5 is almost $150 on that. So why wouldn't you do that? That gives you that right. But then again, when I looked at the knockout being just plus 500 for both fighters, I almost want to just go play the knockout for a full unit, go down to submit, play that for a whole unit, maybe pop over here decision no bet with Sterling, and that'll be the finish side. That's a negative 400. So you know, if there's no finish and it goes to decision, you get your money back. You get the 105 with the decision on the Sterling side. Who do you got winning?
So let's not forget, Brian Ortega submitted Yair Rodriguez.
Yes, he did.
Less than a year ago.
Yes, he did. He
submitted. Put him to sleep less than a year ago.
Mm-hmm. There was quite a lot of fighters. He jumped on Moicano, dude. He beat Moicano. And that was back, I think, in like 2017, 2018, 2019. I want to say 2017.
Bro,
maybe.
He grabbed a standing guillotine on one of my favorite fighters of all time in a fight he was losing in Cub Swanson. Grab a standing guillotine and just choked him out like this.
Yep. I seen that was sick, dude. That was sick. You know, and that's what I'm saying.
He was losing that fight. He was getting pieced up on the feet.
Yeah. So then that means this is why sometimes we look at these fights, you see that Sterling is the clear-cut winner. He may be the clear-cut winner. But let's say if they really fought 10 times, Sterling might only win 6 or 7 of those times. Ortega can win those other times, right?
But how depleted is Ortega right now?
I know. Those pictures are not doing him justice at all.
No, he looks terrible. He looks like me after a weekend drinking with you.
Yeah.
When I wake up.
Dude, dude, and then he gave that interview out, and he was kind of normal in the interview, and he's over there like, no, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. So I will say the interview, but dude, he looked like Shit. He did.
But I will go on record and say this is probably Brian Ortega's last fight at 145.
Okay. You think he's going to move up?
Oh, yeah. He's going up to 155.
Yeah, he's going to need to. And I think that this, again, shows that cutting, if that is – because Ortega looks better than that most of the time. He's been always a kind of decent-looking fighter, kept himself in somewhat shape, but he looked almost pale.
Dude, he walks around at 190, and he cuts to 145.
No,
that's like me fighting at 145 right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which is that's what I fought at. I fought at 146.
See, and that was like my goal for like black belt next year was to be lightweight, so that when I go into the black belt divisions, I'm lightweight and I'm not fighting a 280 pound 6'7", phenom with legs that's taller than me. It's like good. I'll fight that person. Believe me, I'll get in the ring and I fought 6'5" people. I fought these tall dudes, right? But man, I ain't trying to just get hurt all the time. Like give me somebody my size, give me somebody my skill, give me somebody my speed. And I think that that's what, you want to strive for as a fighter. But when you have to cut all that weight, it really is a problem.
I mean, you can't cut 20, 25 pounds every time you fight. You fight 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
It puts hell on your body.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
almost like killing yourself.
Yeah, that's what Brian Ortega's going through right now.
Uh-huh. It's almost practically what happened with Macy Barber. Like they said that was too big. At some point, you got to understand, if you keep hitting the iron and you're pumping that your muscles are going to take you out of your division. It doesn't matter how much water weight, how much fat you might want to lose. You literally have to be able to do that. And as a fighter that doesn't have to worry about, because right now being an underbelt, it's open weight. So, I have to put up with all that. But at the same time, if you're a good fighter, you will see your way through it. And I think that there's a certain point that you're going to default back to your basics because you're going to be tired. And I think that this fight being 5 rounds in him almost passing out really puts him in a bad position, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Like right now, you know me. Could you imagine me cutting down to 146 pounds?
Oh, no. That'd be wild, dude. I wouldn't even notice you. I wouldn't even almost be able not to recognize you because there would be such like the shock of that your skin, your body moving that much weight. You would probably almost suck in at some place.
Yeah, I mean, right now I weigh 186 pounds.
Mm-hmm. That's solid. That's solid because you'd be picking weights up on your shoulders all day.
186, and that's a 40-pound difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much weight he has to cut.
Yeah. And as a fighter, I think that and I know that I'm not gonna talk about or talk down on fighters, but as a fighter, you shouldn't be that heavy over your walk. Your walking weight shouldn't be that heavy. I think 15 to 20, no more than 20. I even think 15 is too much because you got to be. I think 10 to 15 should be the sweet spot. Cut some things, work, lay off the iron. You make weight, right? But if you're cutting 20 and 30, where are you going for the rest of that?
Look at Paddy Pimblett, man. Paddy Pimblett balloons up to over 200 pounds, and he fights at 155.
That's because he's eating pastrami, man.
Yeah, it's crazy what these guys do.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So, who do you got winning?
I think the weight cut has been too much for Ortega. I don't think he has the cardio for it, but I think he lasts all 5 rounds. I got Sterling by decision.
Okay. And you know what? Even right now, the books agree with you. The distance is a -166. So the -166 with the -450 right now gives you I have other bets on that right now, but gives you a -112. So from when I wrote this down literally 4 hours ago, it's gone up that much. So that's why we say, and I know that we usually do this show on Thursdays and everything, but you can go hit these bets right now. Negative 112 isn't that bad for a fighter that should easily be able to do that. Look for his takedowns. I can actually look at that right now for you because that to me right there is going to be a key too, is the takedowns. And I'm not scared to say that there might be some takedowns on the Brian Ortega side. Actually, they don't have the takedown. Oh, there it is, right there. So for Sterling, takedowns is a negative 3,000. Come on, FanDuel, you punk. All right, so let's go over to significant strikes. Ortega's a plus 325. Sterling is a negative 460. Do you think there's a shot that Ortega can still out significant strike Sterling?
Yes, I think he does outstrike Sterling, but I still think he loses because of cage control and ground control.
I love it. I love that. That's what it's about. What's funny is we're practically on the same side of the fence this week, but that's what's going to happen with these smaller cards and everything. But man, I loved it. I think we did pretty good on that, on our intros of our fighters. I don't know if anybody liked my singing or whatnot, but for some reason I was going to rap and I started singing. So I'm completely unchainable at times.
I speak the same way no matter what. So it's just the way it is.
It is. So let's get to the DFS. Let's get to the DFS lineups. And then I wanted to talk about actually bare knuckle for a couple seconds because you brought that up real quick. So I was like, wow, man, yeah, that's like, because they had some crazy moments go down over there over the weekend, and we'll talk about that for just a second. We don't follow bare knuckle people, but one of an acquaintances.
I follow it.
You do. All right, Dan. So let's get a DFS lineup. Do you have the fight layout in front of you? Can you see all the fights?
I do not. I did not do a DFS lineup this week.
That's all right.
But I will Google it right now as we're talking.
As we get that right there.
All right.
So the question will be, give me 3 fighters that you think are winning to start your picks.
I think Zhang's going to win.
Yep.
I think Pavlovich is going to win.
Yeah.
And I actually think Boras is going to win.
Borjas? Oh, yeah. I like him too. I think Borjas, I love the significant. I actually wrote it right here. Borjas' significant strikes is a plus 144.
Yeah. And I'm taking Kavanaugh over Charles Johnson.
Oh, okay. Do you know that I do like Loner Kavanaugh as well too in that matchup. I actually thought that Charles Johnson was going to be your soup can.
No. They got to read my soup can.
Yeah, you got to go to Dr. Roto, use code word WIN. You can get the articles for that, man. You can get the soup can. Soup can's been killing it every week. But all right, so we got those. We got 4 fighters. You have $7,600 left. So you're around.
Right.
You're around the Zhao Long.
I'm taking. What about Dukakis, man?
Yeah, dude, he's in there. You think he's gonna beat Michel Pereira?
Yeah.
Okay. You have 8,200 left. So you actually. Oh, you got the. You have the 8,200, 8,000 fight. You have Gage Young versus Machete.
I'm looking.
He's looking. We're gonna get this lineup in. This is why sometimes the pricing was a little okay this week, but I mean, I haven't minded it. It's led to this fight a lot. The 8,200, 8,000 fight on DraftKings.
Man, I don't know. I don't know none of them guys. I'll take Gage Young.
I would have took him too. Now, a lot of people think Machete is going to have the advantage on the feet. He will have the striking advantage. But I think Gage Young has just definitely been getting it done. He's going to get it done in the middle. He's going to be able to wrestle him down. That's going to be his path to victory. Now, I did do that. So, he's very active. That we're talking about Gage Young. He's very active when he shoots. His striking is good. He should be able to. Machete's main thing is his shin kicks. He comes in with his shin kicks. He's really fast as well too. So this is going to be a fast fight. That's why I think, and I don't think there's going to be too much power in it. So I think it goes the distance, and I think that both fighters, for DFS reasons, can actually perform for you. So I love this lineup. Let's read it back. You got Zhang, Borjas, Dukakis, Pavlovich, Kavanaugh, and Young. I love it, Dan. I love that lineup.
Yeah.
So I see everybody on that, and because I have Borjas winning, I have Borjas winning, and it's been one of those things that's what's made me even wait for the significant strikes to see what that was, because that was a big part of me, because I feel that Borjas is going to be a lot more active, a lot more aggressive, and that's going to get that win. So I love that lineup. Now let's roll over to mine. I got Zhang, Nergoze, Sterling, Borjas, Waldo Cortez Acosta. I can't believe I said that. And Rongzhu. All right, I love it. That's what I got, man. What do you think about that one? I went with my boy Waldo.
I like it, man. I think Waldo. I said it's going the distance.
I
So
need to go to distance.
I think I think Waldo lands a lot of significant strikes. So
I was looking at that too. Pavlovich, of course, he's the favorite in that. I think I wrote that down. Yeah. Oh yeah, we talked about that -110. So that for me is one of those things. All right, let's flip it to the parlay of pain. Oh yeah. All right, everybody. So what the parlay of pain is, you take these 5 plays, you play them as a round robin. Of course, that will give you every which way. So even if one leg loses or another leg loses, you will have the money for all of the legs. We're going to start out with Song Yu, going the distance. Yes, -260. Yiza, under 1.5 rounds, which is a -164. That is the second leg of the parlay, making the parlay a +122. I'm going to say Pereira, knockout for both fighters, is a +125. That brings it up to a +401. Tari Lake, hopefully I said that right, knockout and sub. Tara Lake is going to win that fight easily, unless, this is a fist fight. The -250 brings the parlay of pain's 4th leg up to a +602. We're going to throw in Zhang round 1 into knockout, which gives a -200, putting it to the +953 for the parlay of pain, and then just easily put all those together as a round robin. Kind of a little off with that one, right? That was crazy.
I liked it.
Last week we were able to hit 3 legs before it completed, but the 3 legs were able to return the ones, all the single bets, the 3-leg bets, the 2-leg bets, and then the 2-leg bets for all 3 of those. So, that's something I've been getting into, is the round robins. And I never really round robin ever in my entire life until I actually started it for this. Did it make sense when I was talking about the round robins for you?
Yeah, definitely, man. But I've been on a cold streak lately with my predictions. So, I can't really say anything.
But really, you were like 3-1 like a week ago. Like last week, no, you weren't. You like, what, 2-2 last week?
Yeah, 2-2. Yeah. That's a cold streak. 500.
That's
man.
Good. Yeah. But you were 3-1 the week prior to that. So, and then you were undefeated, I think, 2 weeks prior to that. So I'm not worried about that. Again, you could take all these picks. We only did 3 this week because it is, of course, a smaller card and put together. So let's talk about bare knuckle fighting. So TKO Erie, actually, we have an associate with Jessica Black Widow Borga, and Black Widow Borga and Fiera got into it, if you didn't see it all over the internet, when Fiera pushed Black Borga, then making Borga chase her down. Did you see that yet?
I did, man. If they're coming to your dojo and want people to fight bare knuckle, don't do it. Don't box bare knuckle, man.
Oh man, They're making a special Queen of Violence belt for this fight.
Every punch takes a month off your life. I'm not gonna lie. I've been in many bare knuckle fights. It's not fun.
I don't think I've been in a bare knuckle fight since I was like maybe 8th grade, 9th grade. Yeah, it was 8th grade, 9th grade year. Because after that, like I just didn't fight. I don't think I went to school enough to get in trouble with anybody else. Because my mouth will get me in trouble a lot of places. But
Well, there was a point in time where everybody found out that I boxed, and everyone wanted to test me. So
yeah, and that's the thing, is that sometimes people have to understand that just because you box, it doesn't mean that you can just go box on the street. We are professional athletes, and some of us don't always have to be paid. We could be amateurs, but we do our action in the ring under the rules. That is how we're trained. Outside of that, you could beat us, or you could get hurt really bad and end up, and then we have to fight to stay out of jail, and that doesn't do well for our family. So people, let's not come in. That's kind of like what happened with that tweet. So I had an X post. Dude, that X post hit over 105K. Over 105,000 views. And it was over me just reposting what happened with Tim Elliott. And apparently somebody bet the house on what was his name? Oh, dude,
oh yeah, the dude he was fighting, and he went off on Tim Elliott for no reason.
Dude, he pulled up the past, and I was like, bro, 105K on Heat Overrides X? That's insane. But hey, just come follow, like, share. Look at all the craziest things. I have a whole skit on my podcast at Spreaker called Things That Make Me a Jerk. You want to see people going off about the random everyday things that other people do to you and make you mad and make you look bad to everybody else because they're in your way? That's just one of the things we do. It's the many faces under the tree of the bring the pain, man. But dude, I gotta say, that's just crazy, dude. But it shows that when people lose, like gambling, and of course, everything we did, these are all suggestions. These are all opinions. We are trying, both as a point fighter, a boxer / wrestler, Dan that is, trying to break down these fights so we could give you the best chance of finish, if there's a chance of finish, and finding the right bets and parlays to put that together so that you can be our rich friend. But unfortunately, some people, when they lose these bets, bet the house on them and have to go home and explain that to the wife. That's a problem. And if you're doing that, then you shouldn't do that, right?
I agree. And dude, if you do that and you lose everything that you have and you come at me, I'm going to beat you up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to beat you up.
Yeah, there's been hosts. One of the hosts for Sirius XM, there was one of the guys, one of the fans that would call in or something like that, like started taking pictures outside of his house. Like that's not safe. We're here to try to make you winning. Like that would be saying, going back to my DFS lineups last year, both FanDuel, DraftKings being 19-6, but not thinking about the 19 wins that you won, not thinking about all that money you won, but one of those 6 losses being the one that you lost the house on.
Yeah.
Right? That's not our fault as experts, as people of opinion, fight theorists that explain fight theory.
I'm not an expert at anything. I will not claim to be. But dude, if you win money off of something I say, God bless you.
Yeah.
If you lose and you want to fight me, God bless you too.
Yeah, there's just not a part of it. But the fact, and it shows, like, we do all this. We talk about all these bettings. I put free bets up all the time in the Subs Only Discord. I throw up all my lineups. All my lineups for tonight are already in there, right? But meanwhile, while we're putting that on the X, Facebook, social media, I don't go 105K for that. I go 105K explaining somebody losing money and going at the actual fighter, getting your direct message to the actual fighter put on social media by that fighter.
Yeah, dude, if you do that, you're a loser anyway. You live in your
You
mom's
need some
basement.
help.
You live in your mom's basement still.
Yeah.
You're a 40-year-old man that lives in your mom's basement, dude. Get out.
So they're not losing the house. They're not losing
Yeah.
the house. They're just losing their
Yeah.
dignity.
Yeah,
Take
they're
the
not
dignity and go-
they're not losing anything. They're losing their government money that they fucking gamble. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't think that got through. We got
That
that.
they gamble, man.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. So
most people on X and social media are keyboard warriors anyway, man.
yeah, and that's the sad world we live in. But again, we still, people like us, we still try to give out the plays, and that's what these podcasts for. These are the free, the five-tastic picks, the soup can of the week. Those are behind the paywall. You get the Dr. Roto, use code word WIN, and you can use the optimizers. We already have everybody in there going through the rankings. We have our rankings up. I forgot to print my sheet up, so now I have to go to my draft tomorrow, and I have to use the cross out method on the screen on my phone to actually do this. And that's because I was just running around doing things, man. It just, just life catches up, and you do so much. So again, but I do want to say I thank everybody that always tunes into the show,
Always
checks us out, man. We really, really do appreciate it. Dan, is there anything else on your mind, man?
I thank everybody that watches, man. I really do.
You're about to go out and have a nice dinner and drink with the wife, aren't you?
Dude, I have not eaten anything today, so I'm starving.
That's great, man.
And the wife is staring at me right now, and she's like,
"We got it. All right. Well, you know what that means. We broke this down. We got it. Everybody, thank you, Dan, coming on. Thank you for coming in. Follow Dan and me on the X. Check it out. Follow Dr. Roto at drroto.com. Dr. Roto will be on. I think actually he's out. Lou is taking over for him this weekend. So everybody, have a great day. Dan, give it what's out.
Everybody have a great weekend, man, please.
Don't stay up and lose sleep for this fight. Wake up and be a millionaire like us. Yeah. Have a great day, everybody, and always remember to bring the pain. Ooh, yeah.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. Until the next visit, be well and take care.